Welcome back, folks. Here we are at the MLG Arena in lovely Columbus, Ohio. We're finishing out the CEVO Season 7 LAN Finals. I'm with Hiko, and I'm with Thorn again. And Virtus.Pro is doing the plow. They're up one. Next map, Cash. Their choice as well, right? So, thoughts on it?
I mean, we were talking about how there's almost no way Virtus.Pro can take a 3-0 in this series. And them winning Overpass, it looks like it might happen.
It can now, yeah.
Cash is definitely one of those maps where Navi just never plays it. Unless they have some sort of crazy ace up their sleeves. They've been practicing super hard, you know, overnight. They knew they were going to have to play in the finals. I can't see them even having a chance here.
I mean, all I can think of is they did get to see Cloud9 beat Virtus.Pro on this map today, a few hours ago. So listen, one of the few similarities they have is Skadoodle and Guardian do share some qualities in terms of a static upper. Maybe try some of the things maybe that you saw Cloud9 do on their CT side, on their T side. You saw how Cloud9 was able, with aggressive riflers pushing up middle, to shut down Virtus.Pro, boosting guys up, trying to come out the middle and get that mid control. It's obviously not a map you're particularly astute at, but just try and copy some of the basic things there. Beyond that, since it's not one of your classic maps, you can't go to your comfort zone. It's going to take your star players killing people, and that's going to get you in the game. Now, Navi's got the star players to do this. They've got a lot of depth in terms of aiming talent. It's just we didn't see a whole lot on this first map here, and primarily we didn't see the star. We did not see Guardian at this world-beating best, which is the form that allowed them to win ESWC, to win Star Series, earlier in the year to win EPL Winter, when they weren't even considered an elite level team. I haven't seen that Navi yet, so I'm hoping, even though, and this is the thing, if you're a champion level team, if you're a potential world #1, you have to be able to also get wins on the maps that aren't supposed to be your favorites. They're sometimes able to steal one there, so this would be a great time to get back in the series if you're Navi, but you have to favor Virtus.Pro right now. They look imperious.
Yep, and I'm going to ask you some more questions, but let me take care of some housekeeping notes. Obviously, I said that we're at CEVO Season 7. What comes after 7, Hiko? 8. Here's some information about the CEVO 8 registration process, a little bit about the CEVO itself, and I think the coolest thing is that very bottom thing right there, Season 8 LAN Finals at the MLG Arena, Columbus, Ohio. Mark your calendars. And I've talked to a lot of folks that are local, and they come to a lot of the different, because MLG does different games out of here, right? Yeah. Talked to a guy who comes during the winter for the StarCraft stuff, so they've got a nice little like local Columbus crowd that kind of is like their regular audience. I don't think we have a lot of people buying plane tickets quite yet to come to these kind of events in North America. So kind of a nice little arena. Seats about 100, 150 people. So hopefully we'll all be back. Hopefully, as we joked with you about, hopefully you'll have a team here in CEVO, and we'll just bring you on once you lose out of group stage to talk to us.
I mean, we just hope Thorn...
He just set up the best case scenario. Involves you getting here, losing in the group stage, and then you can come over and just for free.
We assume you're not too busy doing League of Legends or Dota or whatever other pleb game you like to play. I mean, I don't know.
They don't let me do the desks in those games, man.
I'm glad I could take
too much talent, you know.
So is that how it works? If I jab you, you jab him?
That's right.
I like that. That works out well.
See?
Another piece of housekeeping, on top of this, tonight, after our show, the boys in New York, MLG has a studio in Newark, are going to turn on their ESR, which stands for Esports Report. They do an esports, kind of recap all the time. And Maven, Mr. X, and live here from the event, Henry G is going to call in. And
I know him.
We know Henry G, yeah, not a bad guy. And they're going to kind of do, kind of an overall post-game after we're off air. That'll be available on this stream. It'll be simulcast where you are right now, so you don't have to go anywhere. But also, you can check it out at the actual home stream page for the show, ESR. Okay, now let's get back into some details of Cash, right? You've already talked about that, obviously they've already played it today, Virtus.Pro. Yep. But I don't know if Navi was watching any of that. They might have been eating, so I don't know. And obviously a little too quick to be able to go get a demo and sit somewhere and watch it. You both picked, obviously, Navi to win that first one. They didn't. Now, do or die time in that sense, obviously it's best of 5, not really do or die, but like keys of victory, right? You mentioned Guardian having to obviously be on fire. Anything else on top of that?
I mean, Cash is one of those maps where you try to take mid control. And we saw Virtus.Pro denying Navi the T-side mid control when they were denying bathroom control. So if Virtus.Pro is able to deny mid control and have control of mid for both T and CT, Navi, what are they going to do about it?
Okay.
Thing is, even though Navi don't play it, you have to remember the order in which we got to Cash being a first 2 map, which is that Navi chose to ban Train, their own map, which Virtus.Pro can't have known was going to happen, which means that they actively knew that in the 5 maps, Cash would be one of them. And if they had to ration through it, like rationally, where would it get picked? Well, if we're leaving open one, we know it's going more to them. It's going to be picked. So they have to have some sort of plan for this. I'm hoping we can see something different from them.
All right, folks, it is time for cash. Map 2 of our grand finals here at the CEVO Season 7 finals. And once again, Helium and Landers, take it away.
Thank you so much, guys. So a lot to wonder about here. Na'Vi not playing this map. Will they have something incredible? Will VP just get onto Cobble with ease? Let us see. Into the pistol round. We do have a lot of grenades here on VP.
Yeah, so far it's looking like they're just going to run into A side. I don't know if it's just to make noise, but a triple push in A main might prove to be successful as Edward takes the face off of Pasha, but he will get chased down. Edward finds another.
They pushed into A main, but there were a lot of VP members in that door trying to come out. Did get one from behind there. Still, much in favor of Na'Vi. 4 players full HP. And VP trying to get themselves out of this round. They're going to go ahead and boost some players up over. That's going to be 2. And are they going to go? Oh, Edward again, still holding out in A main. Does find one Taz coming over out towards middle. Going to bring down Flamey. Let's see, there's going to be some heroic efforts perhaps here. Edward going to get one as they go in. They're going to be brought down by Taz. So Neo not able to get into the vents. Taz going to go ahead and get that bomb as it did fly in there. Is he going to drop off, though? He will. There's still a lot of time. Can he get the bomb down? It would still be massive, but no. Zeus is there. He'll spot him, shut it down. Na'Vi getting the pistol.
Yeah, that is the pistol god himself, Edward, showing us what he's made of. Just 4 one-taps, just a huge play from him. I mean, if he really turns up this game, if he inspires Guardian to turn up this game, that could mean quite a bit. Now, I know, like, this is a map that Virtus.Pro were good at one point, and Na'Vi just avoid it like the plague. They just simply don't play it. 1 and 2 on the map in like the last 3 months or some absurd statistic like that. Banning this map might have been their worst decision, but with a pistol on their back and their ability to come away with a strong CT save by just fragging out.
Wow, what a 1-take from Pasha. Opens it up. That was Zeus alone in that site. Flamey going to make that rotation. C's head push the Ray main. It's going to come in behind them. There's a smoke here to block off CT, so we know that the bomb will be going down unless Edward can maybe say something about it. No angle planting there behind that box. Pasha in a pretty good spot as well to hold on. Snacks into those vents. C is coming in now to checker. Guardian dropping off of upper. C actually finds those frags. Everyone from Na'Vi striking there. 3 to survive and no kit, no problem.
Yo, absolutely no problem on that round. Na'Vi did an extremely good job, and shout out to Pasha for interrupting my Na'Vi bias analysis after they won a pistol round by entering with a deagle on a player holding an angle. Now, I was about to say that Na'Vi don't play the map, but they have started off with a pistol round, right? And those can be 50-50. If they secure the second round, they come away with the third round, they've got a decent lead. And if they end up winning the half by any sizable amount, that could mean trouble for Virtus.Pro. And again, Virtus.Pro will have to prove themselves on T side, and if Na'Vi can simply frag out, they can have a good time on cash. This is a map that doesn't favor crossfires as much as simply you winning your one-on-one aim duels. Because it's such an aim map, but
yeah, the aim proving grounds,
absolutely,
if you will. Even though VP with actually nothing into this round, right? Do still find a frag, so it's 4v4 for the time being. Edward thinking about going aggressive again. Had that pop flash. Taz wasn't quite blind, but he'll actually be the one to go down first. Edward to get 2. So now it's just Snacks and Neo. Neo able to get that bomb back. Has a double kill on the round already. Can maybe try to find some more. Still a minute to work with. Could go anywhere. Are they going to start pushing towards B? It looks like Flamey is thinking about starting that approach, but not going for it yet. So kind of a spread out 1-1-1 defense with the 3 players that Na'Vi does have.
Yeah, Neo's sitting way back. Snacks has picked up a gun now. It's 40 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, and they don't have to be mind readers to see that Na'Vi are most likely going to be watching each site and middle. Guardian, though, taking advantage of the fact that Neo has no armor. Snacks, however, disrespects that by finding a kill and trade on him. But here's the help. Zeus from Highway.
Snacks still has that smoke down at the forklift between the side. He was able to get into a pretty good position there. Almost able to find another frag. He's going to switch out to the sidearm. Can't connect it. A decent effort, but Flamey will survive. And Na'Vi taking 3 rounds now in a row. So they win the first 3, but this is where it's going to start to get interesting. VP finally putting together those rifle rounds, but Na'Vi off to exactly the type of start that they need here on Cash.
Yeah, and we'll see what their setup is going to be. I mean, you can do a couple of things, right? You can play 2-2-1. You can play 2 inside of B if you really want to, or you can counter boost vents. You can play 3 middle and push to a mid and just hold on to that because that's such a great spot for rotations. And it looks like the 2 players out mid will face no resistance in this 2-2-1 setup, where a Guardian's actually sitting right in front of Squeaky and
getting spammed down for it. Wow, down to 11 HP from that. So Snack's doing quite a bit there. Re-smoke going to go out from Edward towards mid. It looks like they want to try to throw on this counter boost here. We see the bomb making its way towards A main. There's a lurker though. It's going to be Neo out towards B.
Oh, Taz going to get completely caught off guard here. Oh, as Edward falls off the boost and finds a second frag. Edward is feeling it right now.
And that might be all it takes here on Cash. They weren't getting those frags that they really needed there.
Yeah.
On overpass. Snacks and Neo. Actually both quite low in a 2v4. Seized once again. Oh, he'll peek in there. I don't know if they knew the bomb was down there prior. I guess Edward probably did spawn it when he killed those.
Yeah. Edward no longer has to be the star of this team, but in a situation where people aren't winning duels, he is their hero. As it seems, he is doing such a great job now. That is only 2 frags in the round, but those are pivotal. Also, just the thought of counter boosting there made a lot of sense. Guardian taking a lot of early damage. If they continue to play that round passively, that could have ended up as a really bad deal for them. And now Neo's going to get caught off guard. Na'Vi in full control. In full control, my friend.
I don't know about that. I don't know if these are going to be friends after this LAN event here. So 4 there, getting that pivotal rifle round. Going to be fantastic for Na'Vi. Should allow them to get another. What does VP want to do? About 3Ks. Neo almost up at 4.
Oh, you can half armor here, buy
yeah,
next.
They could do that. We do see just Taz going for it now. Neo and for the Kevlar and some grenades. So maybe a quick play with some set smokes and pop flashes into a site. Looks like heading out towards B. Maybe some mid-control, but smokes bouncing a little far out. But no one having left the building. There it is. One will step out towards the middle, coming through the vents, trying to split onto this B site. Edward, though, going to find Snacks. Zeus up in that corner, getting in there right behind them, finding 2. Can he find a 3rd? Sprays through that smoke, doesn't connect. And this is completely shut down right here. Zeus coming into Checker. He's going to bring down Pasha. Guardian through the vents, finds Neo. 5 in a row here for Na'Vi.
Will we be surprised on this map? I mean, there's only 1 rifle round of data to look at, but Na'Vi overall look like they have a good idea of what they want their setups to be. I mean, this isn't a map they just don't play. It's just a map that they avoid when it comes to a seriously big event. But Virtus.Pro are a team that aren't going to have anything special on the map, right? On any given map, right? They work off each other. Their strength is chemistry, and if Na'Vi can simply counteract that with their own, they're going to have a good time. But couple of mid picks coming out immediately with Pasha.
And there was a lot of talk about how BP would control middle, both on the CT and the T side, and here we see it. Even though that Molotov goes down, they push right on through it. CTs were also trying to control mid, pushing up aggressive, and that was punished because players still got over that boost. And Guardian peeking out there will be brought down by Snacks. It's Flamey all by himself, and Pasha getting that bomb down. Flamey coming in on the 1v4 retake. Does have a kit, but also being flanked. He's in a tough spot.
Na'Vi have a beautiful opportunity right now. I mean, Flamey, I'm going to assume, is not going to win this round. He has a kit, but he has no nades. He's going up against 4 players who are pretty much on all sides of him at this point. And yeah, the first man, Pasha. Huge plays from Pasha on that round. 2 entries out mid. That's a round in itself. I mean, if you were to do that in another map, like get 2 kills at B site, for example, your 3 players a day don't even bother rotating because it is such a long mission to get there. But because he did it at mid, it was just as impactful. Just not directly, since you can't actually put the bomb down. But yeah, looking like VP are throwing a lot of stuff over mid and want to take it here. Na'Vi on a full buy once again.
Yeah, with a good start. The full buy still coming out here from Na'Vi. VP once again working out fast, getting that mid-control. Pasha has pushed out aggressive towards the vent. Zeus on the other side below drop. Let's see, the smoke dissipating might be what this comes down to. Meanwhile, Taz finding the entry out at the A site. Guardian to trade that one. There from Toxic, having pushed forward through that smoke a little bit.
Whoa. And
now he is going to spot Pasha, who is starting to creep around towards middle, towards the highway. Bomb, though, still going down. It will be Na'Vi in that 4v3. They're going in for this retake. Neo up in A main. Bialy to even it up with the kill on the Guardian, but Flamey right there, getting Snacks. And oh, Neo, that's from A main, right? Yeah, peeking out, getting Flamey. Bialy up there in that quad position. It's Zeus getting it to a one-on-one here, and that Molotov actually wasn't on point. That allowed Bialy to still frag out from here, and going in, Zeus does somehow find the frag. Woo!
Oh my goodness, and they couldn't have come at a more crucial time because VP were able to get the bomb down and because they were able to win that last round so convincingly, they've got a lot of money. But because they have had the momentum stolen back from them, Na'Vi won't be going on a save. They have secured an even better lead than what would have been with 5-2 in that 1v1 or 1v2 from Zeus.
Yeah.
That's a seriously important play for him to make, and that was another representation of how all of a sudden on this map, trades are being won more favorably sometimes by Na'Vi when it was the case that Virtus.Pro were pretty much having their way with them at any given moment on Overpass.
Still rifles coming out after that round loss for the side of VP. And a decent amount of smokes and Molotovs as well. They'll spread out, they'll try to do their default. Pasha this time not going to get too aggressive, trying to go for that early mid control. It definitely belongs to Na'Vi right here. Thinking about going for the counter boost again. Edward already with some sick plays from that position. And Bialy going to get caught out with a Molotov. He throws the Molotov to stop the boost, but it was too late. Pasha goes through to trade, but instead is traded out again by Edward. So it's a 4-on-3 seized up there on top of the catwalk. Will catch Snacks completely unaware in a 4-on-2. It's looking very rough for VP.
Yeah, VP splitting up into a default. The one round that they took cash head on with 3 players, they got out and they snagged it immediately. Now that they've lost a couple rounds, I wonder if they're going to reconsider this play. Neo does find a very crucial pick here. It is still 3v2, and C's actually goes down to Taz, who walks right out of Squeaky. The bomb is going to get planted, and Neo has cut off mid with an op.
Yeah, going to stop the rotation if it does happen to come through Z, and then you can see Guardian checking down the highway side. Taz just gets him in the back, and, well, Neo, he does leg him or get him through the wall. Either way, down to 16 HP coming in on this, and it's going to be Taz to close it out. BP somehow bringing that round back.
Oh my god, unbelievable. Na'Vi, there's no way they're going to figure themselves for that. I mean, simply closing Squeaky Door would have made that round 10 times harder to win, and because Taz managed to lurk out there, get that frag after Neo found his pick at mid. I mean, I would have talked more about that pick at mid, but I still thought that there was no way Na'Vi could lose. They had players at each site and full information. So because of that, though, Na'Vi are actually on a save, so it couldn't have come at a more crucial time.
Definitely should not have lost, and it puts them here on this Eco, P250, Deagle, and 5-7. A bit of money spent. Not all that much, though, and VP again spreading out towards that default. We saw some aggression early on in the pistol rounds, but it doesn't look like with just the pistols. Or here it is. Is it the pop flash? 2 people to PK main. It looks like it might be. Or they don't even need the flash. Guardian will just run in. Spots nothing, so no. I guess a bit of information gathered. And Neo now getting the scout shot onto Flamey as he looks to peek in through B.
Yeah. Now, Snacks heard them push A main. I'm sure he heard all 3 of their footsteps. Zeus, however, is pushing B, and that's going to mean that the rotates don't need to come out from Edward. He's going to be posturing towards middle, it looks like. C's, though, goes down, and if they manage to put themselves in 1v1s, it's going to be good, but C's actually gets the bomb down at mid. Edward finds the kill as well, and it's 2v3 with the bomb in the favor of Na'Vi.
Yeah, and Zeus, look, what a... Oh, look where the bomb went as well. No trick jump going to get that one for you.
Kill 2 people and run for your life?
I don't know. Well, VP will survive, and that's going to be a bit of a streak now. Well, okay. I thought it was 3 in a row, but I forgot about that one off the fuse. 3 of the last 4 for VP, so definitely turning things around after giving up 5. And maybe they can start to build some momentum off of that, or will Na'Vi just shut it down? They still do have a decent amount of weapons here for round 10. Yeah,
because that did come down to a broken buy, actually, Na'Vi are relatively low at this point. I mean, they've got a smoke apiece, which is the critical part, but fast mid control here might be the answer. Edward goes down to Pasha. 2 important players in this matchup, but 2 people looking at vents couldn't be a scarier sight for Pasha as he goes down, and now Bialy's going to be rushing through this B main smoke and gets punished for it. 2 players still left alone in B, and there is Checkers trying to get taken control of. Zeus finds the kill but gets traded out immediately.
Yeah, Neo now trying to spray through that smoke. Oh, and it dissipates right as he turns, and Flamey is there. He's able to capitalize upon that, and they'll bring down Taz as well. So there you go, Na'Vi, even with Famas's still able to carry through on that round. And looking at the bank of VP, it'll be interesting what they want to do. They do have Taz and Bialy who are quite poor.
Yeah.
Even Neo.
Yeah. Edward's already at 15 frags for his team, and a lot of those have been truly impactful. Him going down at middle is a huge liability. Pasha has also been seriously good at entry fragging through smoke at middle, and that might not be a duel that they want him to take right off the bat. I mean, I feel like using him as an anchor at this moment could be better.
The duel works out this time, and it wasn't much of a duel. It was unfair because Edward was pretty blind, or at least forced to turn from it, and falling back into Z, he goes down. Oh, whoa. Bialy shooting his teammate, perhaps even saved by his teammate as he was brought down to 12 HP. Maybe some bullets absorbed by an ally. 5-on-4 for VP.
Surprising to see the shift over towards A. They did kill one player at middle, but look at this. Na'Vi have not a single man in B, just fully planning to retake it, and that's the exact response Virtus.Pro do not want to see. Exact do not.
They almost burned Bialy down to a crisp. Guardian did catch a glimpse of Neo before that smoke went down. Seas striking as well. Guardian getting another. Snack tries to come through the door. The spray down from Seas, but no, Pasha spraying right back. Going to get both the headshots on Guardian and Seas, putting it into the 1v1 here. That pop flash and a lot of time. And Pasha going to go very sneaky beaky like at this point. Bring out the 1v1 cams for this one. A lot of time on the clock. A lot of mind games to be played. Zeus still hanging around on the highway side. Pasha making the long trek towards B.
Yeah, he has the element of surprise right now. Zeus actually has no kit. He should spend this time looking for one.
With the bomb out. He's very confident that this is clear.
Zeus is just going to assume that he's going to run back, and he would be mistaken. Is now going to work into the site. Pasha, again, very low here. Needs to fully take advantage of the element of surprise. He's probably going to wait until Zeus pushes the headshot and take a one-tap on him, but even though it's planted for him, it's not favorable.
Yeah, well, it's planted there, so Zeus is probably going to expect it to be checker, but yeah, no kit. That is a good thing to point out. Pasha's got a ton of time. He's not going to go. Zeus, this might get it 2 in a row here, and very low, but the shots don't connect, and at this point, I think Zeus might just be out of time. He's going to go forward to try to find that kill, and he finally does, but there is no time, and VP will get a 4th round up on the board. Pasha taking that 1v1, and a double kill prior to that situation for him as well.
And I'm just shaking my head. That was an absolute disaster on the part of Na'Vi. Amazingly played from Pasha in that 1v1. Just perfect with the shoulder peeks, baited up the shots, didn't give into peeking right away, which he really didn't have that play considering his HP, but getting 2 players looking right at him, trying to spray him down and couldn't do it. Bringing him to 6 HP was a failure on the part of Na'Vi, who had the perfect CT setup. They left B completely wide open and banked on it being A. They were right and couldn't have asked for a better amount of defense to stop the rush there. But Pasha, again, just being so strong in this map.
And kind of a rocky middle of the first half here. Rounds back and forth, kind of hurting that CT money. And I don't know, Na'Vi coming in with some deagles. But as I say that, it's the rifles that they do have that strike. Seized and Zeus finding 2. 5-on-3 for Na'Vi. Pasha going to go down as well. Guardian with that deagle, finding a close range shot. And it's a flawless round coming from Na'Vi. So, well, forcing up for that with some deagles. No big deal for Na'Vi.
Yeah, suddenly that. Now, Na'Vi have got a 2-to-1 ratio in rounds. And that's a pretty good ratio for them. If they do make this a 10-5 half, that's, I think, what they need as a buffer, considering they might not know how to deal with the CT setups of Virtus.Pro. That's probably where they'll shine most.
This is the timeout here for
VP
VP.
actually looking for a tactical timeout. Oh, no, mic problems. It's about to
Neo's trying to troll us.
Go over the strats. Yeah, it doesn't want to alert them to the strats that they might be going over, and here are the faces of
How's that Canada hat make you feel, Anders?
I like it a lot, actually. I'm very glad that he's wearing that.
Were you there at ESWC trying to convince Flamey to buy that? Like, come on, try this hat on.
I just realized we're not in Canada.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's travel by plane for you right there, so quick. And a look at the team taking the timeout there. Who is doing the talking? Can we even tell? Looks like some hands covering. Could be even the coach.
Yeah, we saw it was Gob B saying that in one of the timeouts, he didn't actually call any strats. He said that he just took some time because he's like, I had the plans. Like, I had the plans. I knew exactly what to do. My team just wasn't executing them. So I just told the timeout.
That can be a problem.
I called the timeout. I said, everyone just chill out, right? Just relax for a moment and follow the strategies. Remember exactly what I say, and then we execute the strategies. And that ended up working out pretty well for him. Even though they did lose that map, it was a pretty good performance overall.
Well, the sickest frags of the tournament so far coming out of that match. Here we are, though, back into this one, round 13. Let's recap what just happened. A win from Na'Vi. VP getting one with that bomb explosion, the 1v1, and then Na'Vi, the flawless round, taking away any momentum that 1v1 might have given VP. That forced them into the timeout. And here we go. VP would like more than 4 rounds here on Cash, generally thought of as that more even map, especially when the team you're playing on it doesn't really play the map at these big events, that of course being Na'Vi. That door is open, alerting Seas. He'll respond with that Molotov, but it will be pushed through. He gets one. Tap was out first, and he does find that frag. Now Snacks to find Guardian, and Edward here going to bring down Neo at middle. Flamey battling on the truck up that slope. Let's see if he can't find Pasha. He does. 5-on-2 right now. Bomb going down, though, for VP. Snacks 100 HP with that M4A1S. He'll be the one to look for here. He's going to be spotted up. Maybe he can bait out. Taz is in a good position here to catch some players off guard. And that's going to be that. Flamey and Zeus finding the frags. 9 rounds for Na'Vi.
Yeah, that was a pretty sketchy A-hold. Like, they lost 2 for 2, I think, and that was really bad. Like, versus saving players rushing a site, they should never let that happen. Thankfully for Na'Vi, there are only a couple of rounds left. VP are actually on a double save because of their most recent loss, and that's a huge bonus for Na'Vi as well. And so they won't have to keep it together for too much longer. If they do come away with 11-4 half, that's solid. I mean, that's not what Virtus.Pro expected at all. Usually when you pick up a map, right, you have confidence in your T side, because remember what happened to old TSM? Like, they would get insane CT rounds, like all these 14-1s, and then not be able to win a map. And so that's why if you're going to pick a map and it's a good map, it's because you know how to play it on T side. But whoa, here are 2 entries on the B site. We have a rotator route. That's Edward. I couldn't have asked for a better one, and he is going to get smoked out immediately. Will he try to push in?
Very, very quick, but immediately taken down by Bialy with the 1 shot from the P250. The bomb to go down there. He'll be planting against that back wall as well. So he's going to work his way in through the vents. Snacks on the other side of the wall in. Is Snacks in Snacks? I think that's where he is. He does peek into Checker though and sees Will finds him. Guardian going to spot one, so some information gathered. A big grenade coming in. That's going to light him up. Neo to go down, but the trade immediately from Bialy's on that headshot ledge. He's already got a 3K on this round. Molotov to go in, trying to force him up. Oh. And a beautiful pop flash. 4K for Bialy. Get in that 5th round.
Yeah, that was a huge round. Man, I don't even know what happened when Edward pushed through that smoke. Bialy just turned around and
I think he turned around. Probably heard
whipped him.
Heard the footsteps, yeah.
That was unreal.
If only. That'll be the new knife skin, right? Just pistol whipping people.
Pistol whip, yeah.
That'd be pretty awesome, actually. All right, last round of the half. I don't think anyone would have predicted, well, exactly what happened on Overpass, and then now coming into Cash. I don't think anyone able to predict that Na'Vi would be out in front here with 9 rounds. Potential for double digits here. Edward very blind from both flashes and smokes. Somewhere in middle. I'm not even sure he knows. Neo gets the opener as well onto Guardian. From up on top of this boost.
This smoke, unfortunately, isn't going to last forever, however. And,
we saw him on the jump. Edward, beautiful shot. That's all I can get.
Zeus there to answer back. Finds a kill. It's 3v3 now. He's looking to spray down another player. No, Pasha gets the better of him. A little bit more discipline in that spray control, but Flamey, one of the masters of spray himself, is going to be looking for 3 kills on this round to win it, and it is a 1v1 with Bialy.
This is kind of a hard position to get out of if you are Bialy. You do have 1 flash here. Maybe if it blinds or forces them turn, you can get through the vents, but he's got to jump up or peek out lower, and that's what he decides to do. Flamey shuts it down, gets Na'Vi the double digit, 10-5.
That was a pretty insane 1v3 from Flamey. After
and a bit of a smile from him as well.
Yeah, I think it's definitely praiseworthy play right there. And VP, you know, there were points of faults for both teams in that half, right? Pasha won that 1v1 or 1v3 when he really shouldn't have. Obviously played that 1v1 to perfection, but it shouldn't have got there. Na'Vi lost a force buy, or Bialy just got a 4K in a situation where they simply couldn't hold B versus a rush when they know that VP are a team that are going to rush B sometimes, like straight up. And then there was one more, I think. No, there was a 1v1 that was very legitimate. Actually, 1v2 Zeus pulled off from Na'Vi, and so there were rounds earned and lost on both sides. Absolutely, yeah.
Also, a lot of rounds won from Na'Vi when they had Deagles and pistols. VP getting some too. So looking towards the second half, VP, if they can again start off on the pistol with the CT side, their CT side I think going to be a little bit more terrifying.
Yeah, I mean
they are very big on that mid control, very good at it.
Yeah, I mean VP are always to be feared on this map, and I feel like at least my prediction right now would just be whoever takes this pistol.
That'll be enough to fuel them up to close it out.
Yeah, considering VP have to be aware of T-side and the fact that they are a force to be reckoned with on T-side. If they do take this pistol, I think they'll be able to take this map, and that would be huge. Na'Vi, however, even if they do win the pistol, I think they have an uphill battle. But maybe they play catch more than we understand.
That's true. I mean, they do still play it in all these online leagues, right? Teams are going to pick it against them. It's not like they've never seen the map before.
Yeah, it's their
and they are incredible aimers, some of the best players in the world. So we definitely can't underestimate them on really anything, and they're very experienced. I mean, how many finals and big tournaments have they been to? Have a lot of teams really been to in the last 3 to 4 weeks here.
Right.
And this is just another. All right, 10-5, starting it off on that very important pistol round.
Early armor buys from Seized, Flamey, and Edward. Guardian has picked up a Molotov, and Zeus has picked up a smoke. What do they want to use this for? Oh, here we have that classic 3B early on. I don't know if they want to push it or if they're just going to wait. But the thing is that if they don't push it, then what happens is if a team takes A, the bomb will get planted and it could come down to a last-second defuse.
Very well. Is that the smoke? Yeah, that is. That's going to be the site fork smoke. Bialy from truck trying to spam through, just hoping, fishing for one of those one-taps that you so often experience with those CT pistols. Bob, though, going down in a 5v5. And, you know, this is kind of common. VP just playing that one at the truck, going for that A retake as the sites, the post plants, can be quite difficult on the pistol rounds for those terrorists. And Pasha going to start things off, bringing down Zeus. Edwards got to make a big stand here, peeks out into like 5 people. Taz finds him as he pushes in. Now it's going to be Flamey on the edge of the smoke. Taz jumping up, dodging those bullets for a little while, but Flamey finds him, gets that reload, and right through the smoke. Oh, I thought it was the diffuser that went down, but the diffuse, they're still on the bomb. I think they just got off to get back on now, and still this battle happening at A main. 1 second, and he will get it! Guardian gets the kill, but it doesn't matter. What even happened there?
Oh my goodness, Guardian just trying to kite Bialy to get that shot onto Neo, who was defusing and couldn't do it. Neo comes away with not only a last-second defuse, but one that wouldn't have been had if Guardian had just a couple more bullets.
Wow. That was crazy. All right, so there's VP. That's getting the pistol, but they still, the bomb went down, so we have the AK coming out here for Edward, 3 Tech 9s, P250, but we've got a lot of submachine guns to deal with the pistols and a few rifles who are hopefully playing, you know, at that far range so as not to get caught off guard by the Tech 9s.
Again, I mean, it is the consensus for the most part that if VP are able to take this map, there's a high likelihood of a 3-0 right now. Na'Vi do have a small lead at this point, but since they have lost a pistol, that might not mean anything. Doing some early damage, however, Pasha and Taz down to less than half.
Yeah, and we're doing a great job of harassing this, and they keep on trying to peek him. Trying to get a player going through the vents, Flamey with the Tech 9. Not too precise right there. Let's see, still 5-on-5. A lot of bullets exchanged, yet no one has fallen. HP advantage will belong up to those terrorists. Guardian again trying to take this battle with Bialy, looking through these very, very slim sight lines. But it's going to be Taz that comes in with that P90, only to be brought down right there by Zeus. Bialy with an MP7 from Forklift, and that'll give the man advantage 4-on-3. Edward to bring it right back to even.
Edward holding like a statue at this point. Knows that he's got someone cut off. That's Bialy at the forklift and will actually retreat now. He's throwing that flash, but Bialy's going to hear this. Now, the thing is that Flamey is already in the site of B. Snuck right past the casters.
Thanks. Put us on the spot. Will Neo think about this? Do they probably know. Looks like, yeah, Neo's going to find one. Edwards there on that trade. His feet to be spotted and brought down by Snack. So 2-on-1. Flamey. Oh, I thought he was about to push forward. Could have caught Snacks while he was falling, but Snacks finishing it off. 2 in a row, but a very tense round for VP, keeping only 2 alive there.
Yeah, that was very close. Now, being in the vents, obviously the crucial position on the map there. I think Flamey needed to make sure that he ran some sort of interference for our player running the bomb to the site with very low HP. Now, even though he got on the site, the only point of contention that there could have been since he smoked CT off was upper, and because he just kind of sat on the site, that left our player in a lot of danger. So that was, in my opinion, a little bit of a misstep. It would have been a hard duel to win, but even if he could have absorbed some of the damage, then maybe the bomb could have gone down. It would have been a whole different story. Glock save out for Na'Vi for the most part.
So we'll see Snacks up in those vents. Kind of a 2-1-2 setup right now. Geared towards the middle, and oh my gosh, they've turned on the blender.
The blender, yeah. You just feel it, and it's usually like a round like this that can really allude to that. But more so the fact that Virtus.Pro have got a security blanket and the amount of money they have per player, enough for armor and another rebuy. Now, it is going to be a better buy, however, for Na'Vi, and so,
interesting.
Yeah, an important round for them, and one of the easier rounds they'll have to steal back the momentum. If they lose this, they're going to be saving. Virtus.Pro will equalize, and they'll be on CT.
The scout's what worries me the most, but Pasha through the wall there. Some damage exchange, but he wins out on that for sure. Another attempt here from Guardian. Brought down to 37 there from Pasha. A couple people up on the boost as well. Snack's going to bring that down again. Oh, he's actually... No, that's Pasha out on the shed. Snack's, I think, from Vent? No, Sandbags. That's where he is. Still in another battle, and Edward will win that one. 3-on-2 though. Now 2-on-2 as Taz is going to push forward and he'll fall to Edward. I don't know about having to go for that. They have the man advantage, just fall off to that headshot box.
Yeah, that might have been a rash decision, as they did have that. Now, you could have caught Edward reloading, and that's the opportunity he wanted to go for, but at this moment, certainly regrets it. Edward looking to push through CT.
And once again, a very
Could
close
be
round.
play of the century. Oh!
Neo landing that shot from behind, only had a few milliseconds to actually hit it before Guardian disappeared.
He doesn't know where Edward is, and therefore doesn't know where the bomb is.
Edward does have it, and he's got a 3K. If he has to get this, this will turn into an ace for him. He's going to see a player up there. Bialy bringing him down with a quick one-tap. And, well, that was the first rifle, but they took a P90 and a scout into that, and were still able to prevail.
Yeah.
So really building up that money on CT side now.
You know what's really interesting about that round? That was a full buyout for both teams. Bialy is now their B anchor when he has played A for a long time.
Yeah, it's been Neo at B all the time.
Exactly. And so, you know, opting to go A in that situation was maybe the wrong decision based on what he assumed was Virtus.Pro's setup on the map. Right?
Yeah. I mean, some tough results on this map for VP, just trying to change it up.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, look at that. Ugh, disgusting nade. Pulls out the equalizer on the team.
Yeah, that was quite a bit of damage. Taz with a pop flash again, trying to stop them. He sees grenades coming out of that. He wants to slow them down, and indeed he does. Molotov's going out, but not quite all the way into quad. Now one, going to force Bialy out. Taz up on his catwalk, going to find just the one. Bialy gets the other. He's still back here, still fighting. Another kill for him. Pasha finds one as well, and another. 10-10 tied up, and the money for VP. It's fantastic, losing only one person on that round.
Economy's booming in Poland at the moment, and yeah, that's all they really need to keep going. It's going to be an uphill battle for Na'Vi at this point. They could win one round, they could win 2 rounds, but VP will still be able to buy. You know, that is their biggest enemy, and even though it's only been 1 rifle round, Virtus.Pro only need 5 to match point.
I think Taz will earn himself the AK as they were dropping each other guns there in CT spawn for quite a while. So he's got that going
I'd say if
for
they
him.
don't win this round, like it's going to be
For Na'Vi,
an
that is.
insurmountable amount of rounds that they have to come back from to win. And man, you just look back at that last moment defuse on the pistol.
Yeah, that was crazy. Even I was confused over what exactly was happening there. This is a pretty healthy round though for Na'Vi. Got a lot of utility nades, everyone with armor and those AKs. Not an op on the map right now.
It's the kind of situation where both teams put their hands in the air like,
yeah. So, oh, Bialy gonna strike first. Flamey trying to go for that quick peek, but it wasn't really like supported anywhere else. And Bialy from Forklift now finds one from A main. Taz gonna strike with that AK. It's only Guardian so far on the board and quickly brought down after the fact. Edward getting one of his own. Bialy now with that Tech 9 using the terrorist weaponry against them, and Snacks will find it.
Yeah.
That's 11-10, and that is every single round so far in the second half in favor of Virtus.Pro.
yeah, and it's no surprise that Virtus.Pro are able to pull it off on the CT side. Again, that pistol was so important, but Na'Vi have had a couple of chances at this point to prove themselves on a rifle. Not only have they not won a round on the rifle round, they haven't been able to put the bomb down on a rifle round, and they haven't been able to come close. You know, barring putting the bomb down on a rifle round.
Trying to go out fast towards mid. What's the setup here for VP? They've got 2 out there. Pasha and Taz just, wow, shooting him down. Flamey finally going to answer back. It leaves them in a 4-on-3.
Yep.
Taz, is he going to push through the smoke? Trying to pop flash? No.
Oh, see, saw Neo at headshot there, realizes that it is going to be him at the solo
Taz out middle, almost finds the both, and it's a Molotov into the vents, actually. I think that brings down Edward. Or as he dropped out of it, perhaps he touched it. And Neo gonna close it, brings down C's, 3 people to survive. Money's still booming up there on the CTs. Everyone, oh my gosh, Neo is almost, he's 15K. 11 on the Bialy.
He's going to start buying bonds.
And Snacks.
Now, Na'Vi again are actually just going to buy and buy and buy and buy because it could be considered a snap buy. It could be the fact that they haven't won a single round on their T side, and so they haven't proven to themselves that they're able to do it. And so from that perspective, maybe not any amount of equipment value is going to make that difference, right? Say we have 2,000 more equipment value if we save this round. Is that going to help us win a round? No, because the differences in the teams right now are fundamental. It's an issue of not having the proper setups to get the trades that they need, and just having a couple extra nades isn't really going to make that difference. So having another opportunity round by round to make that is I think the play that Na'Vi is trying to make, and I think it makes sense.
Pasha taking damage. Is he still going to commit to that walk? Oh, he comes out the other side of the smoke. Flamey is there up on top of the boost to get him. Neo is going to bring down C's, and let's see what Na'Vi do. If they go back towards A, it could be actually dangerous unless they come up the highway side. Flamey hitting a shot, but only to be brought down by Taz, who will now see Zeus. He's actually going to give him the repeat there, and Zeus capitalizes upon that. So 3-2 in favor of Na'Vi.
Yeah.
And Bialy did drop off. He was up on top of the Shroud Box, as we call it here, but it drops off since his highway was compromised. And there it is, Guardian going to find 2.
Okay.
Na'Vi get it back within 1, and they do find their first rifle here.
Yeah.
But they've got to chain this together, otherwise their max round bonus loss is gone.
Yeah, it's going to be a bad day for them. Now, they did manage to keep, I think, 3 alive that last round. I'm going to double check here. Yeah, 3 alive that last round. That's going to be good for them, but even still, they'll most likely have to save following this if they lose it. So now they've actually got an op on Guardian, which I think is the first time they've tried that. They went with 5 rifles in the past, and because their economy kept getting destroyed over and over again, they haven't had another opportunity to try anything else different. And so here, that puts so much more pressure on just this round alone. Guardian leading through this crack in the smoke in A main is going to look for the opening pick of the round.
Yeah, trying to start things off with that terrorist side op. Edward once again up on that boost where he has actually caused such a distraction. He's been pretty dangerous, and he does have 24 frags. He's the leading man in the server, and actually Flamey behind him at 20.
Bialy has played this spot countless times this half, I feel like. And oh, does he not get punished for it?
I think he just took, did he take 1 armor damage from that? Molotov coming in, and he will be able to get that shot and retreat, still staying alive, even though it is on 1 HP right now. And jumping into the site. Is there going to be a grenade to come in? There is an HE up on C's as well as a Molly. And that's actually going to go through Z so that he can push up here onto Highway. Going to be spotted by Taz, who's playing way back in quad, and Bialy working right back into a spot. He's going to be able to find another kill. That one's on 1 HP. Taz going to be opped up by Guardian. Snacks to find Seized, and now Guardian left in a 1v3 right now, missing those notes. Goes for the knife! Bialy! Insult to injury.
Ooh.
And
Look
a
at
smile.
That. Oh, that smile. Oh my goodness.
A smile and $1,500.
What's so heartbreaking is how many of these how many of these rounds are contingent on like simple trades. Like C's out there at mid, for him to get up mid and make that ace plate a possibility was relying on Guardian to get an extra frag at quad so that they could get out and help him. And for him, he could not get up highway without killing the player that he knew was going to rotate through Z to trade him out. And once he missed that spray, Guardian went down in A main. It was all over.
Combo. Nade, tag into the op shot, making him real slow for Pasha to hit him.
Where you at?
All right. Incendiary into that squeaky room. Gonna push Flamey back a little bit. Oh, and Zeus kind of holding an off angle there in A main. Bialy gonna feel that momentum here and peek in. Does do a bit of damage, but Flamey able to get 2 kills here. Sees to find another, and suddenly right back into a 2-on-2, but the HP advantage. Double ops though here for VP up against an AK and a Galil. That's a bit interesting.
Oh, is he making noise? Seized. There is a player left in A, and he's actually looking for him. Convinced that he's quad, but jumped up on the sight box. Now our man at Truck, he's in the worst position, can get top from both sides, and it is Pasha to take him down. Flamey goes down as well. Virtus.Pro seal up a 14th round. 1 away from
Sigh
that
of relief. Sigh of relief there on Pasha as we cut to him after that nice kill. And now he is tied for the top fragging in the server. 24 kills from him, and having such, a couple maps where he wasn't the star player, but again, we don't really know Pasha for being the star player on VP, but in a lot of the maps here, he has just absolutely dominated over Na'Vi, that train one in particular, earlier on in the tournament.
Absolutely, seemed to have no trouble. All results are out the window at CEVO-P LAN. Na'Vi and Cloud9 coming in with a recent string of hot results, and now are kind of finding their kryptonite in each other and in other teams as well.
Just MVP, right? Both of them.
I guess MVP.
So let's see, 5-on-5. Terrorist creeping out towards B. It looks like it might be the split. Bomb, though, still holding out towards middle, so it would have to go vents to B. Is that what they want to do? And where is Seized with this Galil? They're about to pop flash in. Flamey going to be on the front lines. Pasha knows what's up. He's spotting the middle, going in through the vents. Here's a Molotov in response, getting some entries. Pasha, though, going to burn 1 alive. Neo from the first box here in that B site, now falling back. That grenade's going to do quite a bit, but he's still exposed. He will go down. Pasha, though, coming in with that CZ, gets into the 2-on-2, and another kill. Uh-oh, that reload's long when he gets behind the boxes. He's still alive on 1 HP here. How can he do this? He's dropping the bomb. Zeus. He will go down. So low HP, though. Seized. If there's a 1v2, you're going to win. It's this one, but no. Bialy from the vents denying it, and VP getting on to match point in a ridiculous fashion.
That's unreal, Bialy. What a shot there. I mean, Pasha would have almost certainly lost. Having only 10 HP, completely cut off from rotating to anywhere. The only thing he could have done was peek something in a way that would have been surprising, but like literally C's could have held Mouse 1 down and cut that angle down to nothing and killed Pasha. Bialy hitting that first bullet headshot even though C's had the drop on him.
Wow, look at this play from VP. They are mixing it up here. They got the double ops. They push out towards B, already gathering so much information. Look at Snacks. He's the one that makes those aggro plays, but is he too far away from it? Pasha still getting one shot. Edward, though, finding an entry. Taz to find C's down towards middle. And now pushing very, very quick is Snacks from behind. Guardian will fall now to Neo's 5-7. Bomb going to be armed, but Edward about to run back in, or is he? He's staying on the forklift. They line up for him. Snacks able to chain it together. And that's it.
Game.
That's it. Give it up for VP.
Wow, 2-0 with the swiftness. And that's Navi getting a single round T-side after leading the half 10-5.
Wow, so come into this thinking there's absolutely no way. This is the most likely scenario to see 5 maps at a best of 5 at a LAN finals, and clearly none of us know anything.
No, I mean, like,
So who could have predicted this?
The first map going to VP is the first surprise.
Yeah.
Just because,
At least in that, at least 16-8.
Yeah.
I mean, they did win it once already here, but it was 19-15 in overtime after a crazy comeback.
Yeah, the fact that it's Navi's pick, the fact that they're playing so much better today, these are all factors that made you think, okay, Virtus.Pro are going to have a tough time, but Navi losing that map and then losing cash after leading so strongly and losing some rounds that they shouldn't have lost, I guess might have been foreshadowing
So many
their
close
struggles
rounds
on
there.
T side, but yeah, they really couldn't get any traction on the second half either.
Yeah, but I mean, they dazzled us a bit. Navi did coming on to cash. Started off very, very strong on that CT side, but we turned things around. I mean, obviously VP made a bit of a comeback there at the end of the first half, and then I mean, on CT side it was unstoppable. They had what, 7, 8 in a row. I don't know if we can get the box score up real quick, or you'll probably see it once we get down to the desk.
Yeah.
So that's cash. Combo up next.
Yeah.
And
Combo up next.
I mean, the talk throughout this and in the previous series between these two teams was that they've got a lot of maps that are similar. The fringe maps, the newer ones coming into the pool. I mean, it's close, right? Either team could take Cobble, but the way VP has been playing, and I do think they're a bit stronger on Cobble, they've got so many smoke splashes and Molotovs. I mean, watch their demos, you will learn so much.
Yep.
Cobble will become your favorite map just because of VP.
Yeah, Snacks Molly in particular, I think.
Yes, and we'll see it. I don't want to spoil anything in case
no spoilerinos.
the headphones are off, exactly.
So you edge it. I'm gonna give the map to. I can feel confident giving the map to Navi, even though I feel confident giving the map to Navi, but it will be a fight. I don't think it'll be close at all. I'm gonna say like a 16-13. The thing is that if they do win that, they win the following map, which is Mirage, and they bring it to Inferno, do they win? If it comes down to
if it comes to 5 maps, Navi win the series. That's what I'm gonna throw down. That's my pred.
So VP have no choice but to end it early.
I'm going to say I'm going to put myself on the line here. I'm expecting the 3-0. It's going to be finished on Cobble. I'll go with it. It's going to be a tightly contested map, but let's see what the desk thinks. We're going to throw it down. Scoots, Eco, and Thorin. Guys, take it away.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Well, again, that first side, Navi does exactly what they need to do, 10-5, and then they get behind the plow. Virtus.Pro takes it 2-0 so far. Hiko, what are you thinking?
It looked like after Virtus.Pro won piss run of the second half, like Navi just like lost all confidence. It was looking pretty good for Navi to win it. I think it came down to Virtus.Pro trying to defuse it through a smoke, and Navi was in like a 3v5, and they almost took it. Because they didn't, like the rest of that half kind of reflects that. I think there are a lot of situations where they would like trying to take a battle, but then they'd shy away, which is not very Navi-esque. And I remember specifically that round where Pasha was in like the checker room in B, and he killed somebody with his CZ, and then he backed off behind the box, and the guy, instead of pushing through to try to trade on him, he just let him live, and I think he ended up getting killed in the back. So Navi just seemed really, again, after that pistol, I think they were just out of it.
And again, we have that replay, so we'll get the production guys to cue that up. That is round 16. Let's take a look at that, too. Amazing diffusion. Like I said, it's a very much a momentum-based game, right? And even though they were 10-5, that's kind of a soul-crushing pistol, right?
But if they win this, then it makes it so much easier T-side, because they're going to get those couple of rounds. At least they're going to be 12, 13 maybe.
There's actually a 2v5 as well.
See, it's already begun.
Guardian just ran out of bullets.
Yep. But the other guy did a great job there, just distracting him, wasting time.
And then our other replay is at round 24, the Bialy knife. So we're going to cue that up and have you guys take a peek at that.
Bialy, 1 HP.
And remember, this is still a close score. It's 12-11. I mean, admittedly, VP's put together quite a few rounds at this point in time, but this is another one of those rounds you felt just sapped the life out of Na'Vi, though. They sort of gave up a little bit here, as in they just didn't know what to do. They were getting kind of styled on. I mean, later on they came there, they were just getting killed one by one. We were talking later on when Pasha only had a CZ. Still, he was easily getting kills. They couldn't kill him even with rifles. It's like, you felt like in the second half, it sounded great, the storyline. Like, oh, okay, you got 10 CT rounds in your first half. That means you have to get 6 T rounds on cash, and you're not known as a cash team. That's going to be very hard, you know that. And then suddenly the score's even, and now you have to basically win out the rest of the half. So you could feel kind of the life just wilt from Na'Vi there, and you could kind of get a sense that they weren't feeling that one there. So on to map 3, still hey, it's a best of 5. If they win this one, keep going. Maybe you can put this behind you. Maybe you can keep mounting it on. But the problem is, the next map is a classic VP map.
Yeah.
So maybe VP really can close this out 3-0.
And as Thorin said, the next map is Cobble. We're going to take a quick break, and we come back, we're going to break down Cobble. And it is actually Na'Vi's pick as well, so very interesting. That means that Virtus.Pro more than likely CT side. Yep. So we'll see if this is it, if it ends up being a 3-0, or if Na'Vi can keep their dreams alive to win the CEVO championship. See you after the break.